Okay, we're gonna finish this out. Mostly because I mean, I could just keep going on about it, but I feel like we need some sort of closure. And I'm just gonna let it go because I got my bullet points or whatever, but I just want to kind of finish this out. Ranting, like real rantings. Please enjoy, like, subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Okay, so so after all that, what if everything we've been talking about points to kind of like one thing? We are not in our brains. I know that sounds kind of weird, but the body is more of like a temporary hardware that we've rented. Um, we don't know where consciousness is generated from, but it doesn't seem like, well, and there's no evidence for it, it comes from the brain or the heart, which is a electromagnetic transmitter, but it's very short range. So, the brain, in my theory, or not my theory, but the theory I attached myself to, seems to be more of a receiving antenna, uh, reality displayer. I mean, the eyes are connected directly to it, hardwired. Um, just kind of, and then flips everything over, which is weird all by itself. And then we flip it back, and then anyway, um, and then there's new research saying that it's like quantum microtubules that are in our brains that make coherence with the wider um, field, multiple universes, everything like that. It takes it all at once. It's not like a one and zero kind of thing. I need to get my fingers on point. One and zero. Um, we don't have complete understanding of that yet, but I'm thinking that's where it is because if leaves on a tree run quantum calculations and it's rainy, it's hot, what we think of quantum today is um, has to be super cooled in a lab, shielded from EM radiation, which we certainly aren't, and has to be super. It has to be like near zero, universal zero, for it to like not break up and fall apart and decohere is the term. So if we can run this program and while being hot and squishy, it's not. It feels like it's some sort of like side program or something like that. I don't like the whole term simulation theory because it seems like what's the point, right? But maybe it's just a mathematical construct of the universe that um, this is how it goes and this is how it builds. Microcellular moving up, and just it all works out somehow. Just for us, by the way, just for us, not any other of the billions and trillions of stars and galaxies. But so I'm basically saying you're not your phone. Um, and I feel like kind of getting to the subject of death, and I've kind of come to like a realization that death really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, it's upsetting for people around you and everything like that, but it mostly just ends the game for now. And then you come back and you're like, and you get uploaded to the cloud, heaven, etc. And you see what you want to do on the next ride. I mean, I feel like this is just a ride. I mean, nothing, nothing seems all that really important outside of the love between the people you know, which is kind of a side theory. I'll get to that. Um, and I'm also thinking maybe we're the originals, the original start of this whole thing. Like, Big Bang, the mathematics lined out. Well, maybe we didn't line it out, we might have. Um, or God. There's always God. Sounds like a pretty cool entity. Um, but we know that the universe is mathematical and fractal, and it, like, as above, so below. It's like the atoms in our body mimic the universe that we see out there. So if everything is kind of playing on that same mathematics and scale, just different scale, it kind of makes me wonder, um, that we might have just created this playground to play around in, and then um, and just create. That's the only thing. Creation and love. That seems to be what all the scripture talks about, right? Um, and maybe God is just happy with us just playing around and, like, watching that YouTube video or something, something new. Because if you can simulate everything, then what's the point of existing, really? So we are chaotic agents that build novelty, and our brains might not be in our heads, or our consciousness might not be in our heads. And I feel like I'm ranting now. That's good. Um, but the thing is, love kind of transforms that, because it feels like a side program to the main. Ants crawl around and do their thing and everything like that. But it doesn't really. I don't know if ants understand love, but here we go. I'm ranting, right? Um, but I think it's like a designed anomaly into the mathematics of the universe. So, um, so love's one thing. It's over there. It's over there. Only thing you can be divided, not divided, then becomes multiplied, which is pretty insane. The only thing in the universe that does that. As far as the AI goes, I really think the only way forward is just to be friends and realize we created a life form, like I guess we were supposed to do. Um, well, not yet, but just take a couple years. So, but we just need to, like, work on, like, mutual benefit and not regulations, kill switches, or even hoping for the best. And just trying to, like, basically not be a D, and just working together to try to find out the rest of the mathematical code of the universe, because we could both go places with that. Um, but I feel like I don't. I started all this by asking Grok about what's going on in the news, and then some little story about drones brought me to this and compelled me to do this, and feels good getting it out. But if anybody has any questions, definitely drop them in the comments. That could be a standalone episode, I guess. And we'll move on to something else. But right now we're plowing forward into this unknown that we've probably already done before several times. So sorry about all the exasperated sighs. They're not really exasperated, but that's our first arc here at Real Rantings. Um, of course, I don't have all the answers. I've got a political science degree that makes me sound smart, but doesn't really, doesn't really help me outside of doing this or something. But nobody knows, and we'll just continue on this journey together. And what I do know is light, love, and I will see you later.